nothing now.
What's good, everybody? What's good? It's your boy, Cardinal Bud Crawford, or E.S. Red, if that's what you want to call me. It's another hot one, and we are back for another one. Let's get this done. Let's get this done. Boss talk. Terence Crawford negotiations. Floyd Mayweather updates. Errol Spence Jr. fight. Alright, y'all, so Floyd Mayweather's been chiming in a lot about this fight, and you know, rightfully so. He's an investor, or perhaps even more than that, into PBC boxing, so he has the right to give every thought that he wants to give regarding this fight. And he chimed in with some thoughts about what's really going on.
A fighter can't say, I'm doing business with Al Hammond, but I'm not doing business with Floyd Mayweather.
So a lot of times when I say something, they're like, oh, Floyd don't know what he's talking about. So a lot of times when I say something, they're like, oh, Floyd don't know what he's talking about. Me and Al Hammond is partners. Al Hammond is like a second father to me. You don't think we talk on the phone every day? Me and Al Hammond is partners. Al Hammond is like a second father to me. You don't think we talk on the phone every day? So who gonna know what's going on first about fighters with Mayweather Promotions and PBC before me and Al Hammond?
Now, you know, what you heard Floyd say was that, you know, he not only is a investor into PBC boxing, but he's a partner. He is Al Haymond's business partner, according to Floyd Mayweather. And this I can believe. You know, him and Al Haymond put this company together a while ago, and I don't know if it was exactly him and Al Haymond, or if it was Al Haymond and other people, and Mayweather just became a part of it. But you know, he's had investment into PBC boxing for a long time. Behind the scenes, he hasn't really been like an upfront promoter of PBC, but he's always let his thoughts be known when it comes to what's going on with that company. And he has his own company, Mayweather Promotions, so that may be why he doesn't give such a detailed analysis of what he actually does for PBC. But he came out and he had what he had to say about the negotiations. You know, a lot of people are reporting that it's not going to happen. You know, that Terence Crawford is walking away, that Fox Sports, PBC, Showtime, everybody involved is frustrated with the negotiation process. It's taking too long. We're running out of time. Terence Crawford is upset with the money portion of it, or it could be the venue. We don't know at this point exactly what the one thing that Terence Crawford is disagreeing with to not sign the contract. The only thing we do know is that Terence Crawford is disagreeing to sign the contract.
He made it clear that everything is confidential.
But what Mayweather made clear is that he has inside details of what's really going on with the negotiation. He didn't give a lot of information to what's holding the fight up. He just kind of let it be known that what he says, you know, you can stand on that if it has something to do with PBC or Errol Spence, because him and his business partner, as he spoke about, they are in daily contact with each other, and I'm pretty sure whenever something does happen regarding the biggest fights on PBC, Mayweather is he's let known what's going on. You know, they let him know what's going on regarding those fights. So, you know, if he was to announce that the contracts are falling apart, or this, that, and the third, then I would actually believe him. I would, you know, and it's kind of weird that he came out and said that, being that he's not standing on the side of his own fighter. You know, the PBC fighter, who is Errol Spence Jr., is kind of going with the opposing guy, Terence Crawford. So it's kind of weird that he's bringing that up. You know, at this point, I would say that perhaps, you know, Mayweather's using his influence, that he has over a fighter like Terence Crawford, being that Mayweather's the OG in the situation. Mayweather's the history-making boxer, and if he is advising Terence Crawford, even in a small way, I'm pretty sure Crawford would listen with both ears and take the advice, you know, head on. I don't think he would take it with a grain of salt or listen with one ear open, one eye closed, you know, nothing like that. I think he would actually hear Mayweather out, and if Mayweather suggested that, you know, this is not the contract that he should sign, that, you know, I think Terence Crawford would go by that. Is Mayweather advising Terence Crawford, you know, to not sign these contracts, to hold out for more money? You know, that's something that only Floyd Mayweather would know. I don't even think he would discuss that with Al Heyman, although he might. You know, they're business partners, so anything that he would do to negatively impact that fight is going to negatively impact his business. And if Al Heyman was to find out that Mayweather was backdooring him somehow, I think it would be great consequences to that. You know, he even went as far as to call Al Heyman his father, or his second father. So you know, it's a weird situation at this point. Perhaps, and this is an angle I never, and I'm gonna end the video with this, because this is an angle that I never actually thought about, especially when they announced the fight contract. When Spence announced the fight contract, I assumed, okay, well, maybe they're both parties are gonna go forward with what they have, basically meaning Terence Crawford is gonna go in. Basically meaning Terence Crawford's going to go in as an independent, or Spence will go in as the PBC affiliated fighter. But what could be going on, and what could be possibly the holdup, and a few people have reported on this, not a lot, but a few people have reported on this, is that they might be trying to negotiate a multi-fight deal with Terence Crawford. Maybe not a full-term contract, like he's not signing for 5 or 6 fights, but maybe there's a 3-fight deal, and he will be a PBC fighter for 3 fights, which would be the first one, a second fight, depending on, you know, how bad the loser lost in the first fight, and then a rubber match in case that, you know, they split fight 1 and fight 2. I've heard a few people report on this, and I just assumed when they had announced it so quickly that, you know, they weren't worrying about trying to sign Terence Crawford, because I don't see the benefit in them. The only thing that benefits them by signing Terence Crawford is that even if Errol Spence loses, they don't lose the titles. Like, Terence Crawford can't immediately go back and sign with Bob Arum, and now Bob Arum has all those title belts, you know, or he goes and signs with Oscar or somebody else, you know. So I would think, you know, that could possibly be the real holdup. And for Mayweather to have said what he said, and bringing Al Heyman into it, you know, there's a possibility that they are trying to sign Terence Crawford to a multi-fight contract. You know, whether it's 3 with Errol Spence, or a multi-fight contract period as a PBC fighter. Maybe he sees his future doesn't go beyond the PBC, and now he's just trying to work out the dollar amounts for that contract. Now, it might not even be the Errol Spence contract that's holding it up. Perhaps they're trying to work out a set amount of money, because he was receiving a set amount of money from Bob Arum, somewhere around $4 to $5 million. So perhaps he's trying to work out, well, what's a happy medium with PBC that they can pay me per fight, and then I get back end money off of that. So, you know, that's an angle I haven't really explored yet, because, like, once again, because I thought that the way that they announced that the contract was out there, I was assuming that, you know, they're just going forward with the fight. They're not, Terence Crawford's not worried about re-signing with a promotional company. But, you know, the longer and longer that this thing drags out, there are only a few things that you can say about the fight, and that is that Terence Crawford is ducking, that Terence Crawford is holding up the fight for money, or Terence Crawford could possibly be scared of Errol Spence, or that he's holding out for a full contract for PBC Box. Let me know what y'all think about that down below in the comment section. Hit that like button for me. Subscribe. Share. Tell a friend. Hit me up on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube's. More than likely to get a response on the tube than any other social media platform. So hit me up over there if you want a response. Definitely let me know what y'all think. And it's your boy Cardinal Bud Crawford, or E. Ash Red, if that's what you want to call me, and we are out of here.
One thing it wasn't seen. Everybody know I'm right.